Research consent. This consent obtains permission from someone regarding participation in a research study. The consent informs the person about the possible risks, consequences, and the benefits of said research. What happens if such research is conducted on a person without their knowledge, without their consent? Like having someone, you see someone online, a random creator, right? And then someone takes it upon themselves to employ a professional, quote unquote, to study the person online, to evaluate them, their behavior, their speech, the mannerisms that you can see from a person's behavior online, and then somehow compare that to that of which someone they have evaluated personally, someone that they have met, an interview, for a nice way to say it, how do you diagnose mentally or emotionally incompetent people, defined as declaring them incompetent, unconscious, under the influence of alcohol or drugs, or like chronic dementia or some other mental deficiency? How do you diagnose a person that you have never met or interacted with, personally or professionally? Then to use such information as a way to disclose personal health information or financial information, is that in compliance with legal proceedings or for limited law enforcement purposes? To consult with one's family behind their back, unbeknownst to them. To gather information about the person in order to make an informed decision about someone that you have not interacted with. Then to assign a personal representative, to appoint someone to speak for that person that they have never met, for research purposes that are not limited through circumstance. To claim that one is trying to avert a serious threat to the person's health or safety, or the health and safety of others. Then to take that information to a governmental agency in order to gain authorization to oversee that person. Again, unbeknownst to the person, without their consent, without having to have interacted with the person on a personal or professional level. To gain compliance for an investigation, to fulfill a lawful request. What are ways to get around the rules of HIPAA as it pertains to a person's rights? In accordance without a valid authorization signed by the person in question. Invasion of privacy. Taking photographs of a person. The release of medical information to an unauthorized person, such as a member of the press, family, friend, or neighbor of the person without the person's permission. Use of that person's name or picture for anything or anyone, including a healthcare's sole advantage. Intrusion by anyone, governmental or healthcare agency regarding the person's affairs. Publication of information about the person. Publication of embarrassing facts about the person. Public disclosure of private information. Leaving the curtains or room door open For example, if this were a procedure being performed. Allowing others to observe a person's personal records, personal financial information, medical information, without the person's knowledge. So if they have no knowledge, you have no consent. A one-sided story that could leave people confused and agitated in regards to that person. Having conversations about a person intentionally where the conversation can be overheard. The access of personal information when unauthorized to do so. A person who sees themselves as above the law is a narcissist. And to them, these spoken, written, and unwritten rules do not apply when they are targeting others. Men and women can be narcissists. However, women are most likely to be covert. People who are quick to play the victim are covert narcissists. People who weaponize their positions in life and or titles, weaponizing them against others, whether known or unbeknownst to the individual or individuals, are narcissists. A group of narcissists, whether in a group together or separate, will protect each other because it is the same as protecting themselves.